hello, Internet, and anywhere you are viewing this here. This is Yas Talk with Miz Diamond Wigfall. Yes. We are on episode 3. I'm very excited for my special guest here today, Chola Spears.
Yes.
And we are produced by Peabody TV. Give it up for Peabody TV and Randall over at Peabody TV. We love you so much.
Thank you, Randall.
Yes, thank you for making a lovely special space for queer people to be able to have their voice, have amazing discussions, and have incredible guests like my sister Chola Spears.
Sorry, you're on episode 4.
Oh,
we're on episode 4.
This just in, TMZ update.
I've been doing this for so long already.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Are you doing it every week?
No, we've been filming like every couple weeks, every other week, but they get posted once a month.
Okay.
I mean, maybe one day we'll have a backlog and something like that, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
We're
do
getting
like a
there.
Christmas bonus episode or something like that.
We can film it in July. It'll be perfect. It'll be perfect. Well, Chola, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I love being in Salem. I love being in Massachusetts.
We're in Peabody.
And you know what? And I love being in Peabody as well. Massachusetts, Salem, and Peabody.
I love Peabody.
I love it here. It's so witchy and queer and awesome. And I love spending the weekends that I do come up here, doing everything that, Salem and Peabody and
Beverly.
Massachusetts and Beverly have to offer, yes.
So you've been coming to this area. It's called the North Shore. That's what they call it.
Yeah, the North Shore.
The North Shore. You've been coming for years now.
Yeah, I think it's maybe 5 years or a little bit under.
Oh, we met in 2018 or 17.
Okay.
So
maybe 3 years or something like that.
No, definitely
5
4.
years?
Yeah, definitely closer to 5, maybe 6,
yeah.
maybe 6.
It feels like a good amount of time. You know what I mean?
Half a decade over that.
Yeah, I feel like I see your dad and your sister and stuff, and I'm past the point of being like, hi. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm in town.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta go to Harrison's. I gotta go to Gulu Gulu. I got shit to do.
I gotta go to Stop and Shop.
Well, I'm so happy that you're here. We have been sisters for a very, very long time. Since we're getting it is 2024. So math is 6-7 years we've known each other at this point. I'm not the best with that. But when you're here on Yas Talk is basically a TED Talk where I get to find out how you started drag, your journey with drag, and also your yassification of you and the person underneath Chola Spears, which I'm excited to talk about too, because you are how do I say this in the most kind and you are a wackadoo, honey. You are crazy. I love you.
I have a little bit of Katya and Tammy Brown parts of my personality.
For
yes,
sure.
Definitely.
I think that I feel like I'm crazy, but then I get to hang out with you, and you are very quiet, but then you just you go deep. You know what I mean? You'll just you'll come out the woodwork with something completely random, and I think that you always have the greatest inspirations and you have a great brain. I fucking love your
Thank you so
brain
much.
And your art. So let's talk about drag.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you like doing drag as your job, kind of?
I do love doing drag. I felt like when I started drag, I had taken a hiatus from acting and playwriting and things like that. And it kind of felt like the spotlight in my life had kind of gone out. And then I started drag and someone turned the lights back on. And it was just awesome. And I haven't stopped since.
Someone turned the lights back on.
Yeah, we'll leave the lights on for you.
Carol Ann, go into the light.
Yes.
Cross-dress into the light, Carol Ann.
Honey, I Carol Dan into the light, and literally I've been doing it every week since.
Holy crap. So when did you start drag? When was the first time that you were like, oh?
So you said we met in 2016? Or?
I feel like Ultimate Drag Pageant I won in 2018. So we probably met in 2017.
Yeah. So 2017, I think the Halloween before that, I had gotten into drag.
Okay.
And I got into a flannel shirt, lip liner.
Yes, I know this picture.
Yes, you've seen that picture before.
I know this picture.
I'm wearing a Tom of Holland or whatever that's called, one of those shirts.
Tom Finland.
Tom and Finland. There we go. I knew he was traveling, girl. I knew he was somewhere. I'm wearing a Tom and Finland shirt and a button up or something like that. And that was my first time as Chola. And then I was like, oh, I should do this more and experimented a little bit with hooking up with people in drag. I had,
I like that little crossover there. You're like, let's go into the real shit.
Yeah, well, you know what? I didn't realize that it was going to be such an artistic form of expression.
Even sexually?
Well, you know what? I think that sexually, I think expressing myself sexually in drag really did open up the possibility to like turn into a drag queen and not just a cross-dresser.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think that whenever I got in drag during Halloween, I was like, hee hee ha ha, this is going to be funny. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should like, you know, see if anybody likes the lady of the night. And then getting treated like that, you know, even if you don't have sex in drag, being a drag queen and walking around this world in front of people, people treat you differently than when they treat you when you're out of drag.
Of course. It's definitely something I've struggled with as a human being of like valuing myself out of drag because when you're in drag, people are like, you're beautiful. Oh my God, work, slay mama, work.
Literally.
You know, just like freaking out over you. And then, you know, you take it all off and you're a fucking thumb. like a thumb from Spy Kids.
From Spy Kids.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's how I feel. Or like Gollum, like.
Yeah, and you know what? You don't really, or at least for me, I didn't really register that form of expression as artistic. And then somehow, I think one of the drag queens from Rock Bar was like, oh, just like do a number and, you know,
really?
get some tips or something like that. And I was like, all right, I guess. And then I did a number, and then I was like, I should do another number.
I mean, your numbers are fantastic. You are
so
one
much.
of the best, and I will say this into the camera right here today.
Right there.
3 cameras, this camera, this camera, this camera, okay? You can't see me in this camera, but I'm pointing at it.
Turn to her.
That Chola goddamn Spears. Chola Spears is one of the best lip syncers that I have ever seen in my entire life.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You are just so goddamn talented. Every time you lip sync, you're so specific. You know everything about everything that you're saying. You create some of the best mixes I've ever heard. You inspire me. You inspire me so fucking much. I truly, and I say this to you all the time. You know I gas you up all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm so inspired by you and your expression and your point of view through your drag has helped me learn about myself and my drag and what I want people to be able to take from my drag. I've learned so much from how unapologetically you are yourself. And you're not afraid to make a little cringy joke here and there, and you're not afraid to make a fart joke, and you're not afraid to have this duality of someone who is gorgeous, look at you, but you're also stupid.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
So crazy and so stupid, and I'm also stupid. I think that's why we really have always connected. Immediately, we're like, you're dumb, I'm dumb. We're friends now, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, your art is just so wonderful. So tell me about how you started. So you started making numbers. What was kind of like the thing that clicked where you're like, oh, I'm really good at making mixes. Like, I'm really good at being funny and giving people something that they don't see all the time. Because that's what you do. Like, you make the room stop when you perform. Pin drop. Every single time. Every single time.
You know what? It took me a minute to learn how to make mixes just because I'd never done anything like that. I grew up singing and playing the guitar, and I wasn't really, like, on the computer or very savvy about stuff like that. And even, like, now with BandLab or Bandcamp or whatever it is, I'm not...
GarageBand.
GarageBand. There we go. See, look, I don't even know that. It took a minute, but thankfully, you know me, I'm a very pop culture centric person.
Yes, you
out of
teach
drag.
me.
I love to know what people are listening to, what people are watching. I love the viral stuff.
Yep.
So it was natural once I got into the groove of it.
Yep.
But it did take a while to kind of figure out, okay, I think this is funny and I think this song is awesome, and like, how do I put that together and where do I cut these things?
Yep.
Like, that took a minute. But you ultimately just have to trust yourself.
I mean, you're so good at mixes, people pay you to make mixes. You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
This is like, you're so good at that. Everyone is like, you know, never mind. I was going to say something so shady.
We can beep stuff out. Say whatever you want, and then we'll just beep it out.
I was going to be like, we might not book her, but we'll pay her for some shit.
Yeah.
Too controversial to have on the poster, but I'll pay her to do some heavy lifting for my drag.
I could name a few girls. Who have hit me up for mixes more than they've hooked me up for bookings. But, you know, it is what it is. And I still get Venmo'd, so.
Yeah, you do. You do.
know?
Okay, so you're so talented mixes. And when did you start basically becoming, well, you did Ultimate Drag Pageant. That's how we met. We met at the West End at Ultimate Drag Pageant, backstage at the first episode, the first week, and we were like, we're going to be friends, like backstage. That's how I remember it. It was like, we all lined up, we're all scrunched in this tiny kitchen, and you're like, I kind of like what you did. Like, I like your outfit. I like yours. You're like, are we friends now? You're like, yeah. And that was kind of how it went.
Was the first outfit that you wore to Ultimate Drag Pageant, was it that blue outfit?
It was a silver like thing. I did Funky Town in a blue wig. Yeah.
I just remember you like in that blue dress that you have.
Oh, like
the big one.
Yeah.
I remember that like specifically, and like there are steps when you come down to the West End, and I just remember you like coming down those steps and me being like, whoa, like. That's like a kawaii princess, like,
cute.
Princess Peach kind of thing.
So where is like the transition from Ultimate Drag Pageant, which is you starting drag, you doing different numbers every week, and into like Chola Spears has bookings.
Into
Chola
the
Spears,
hustle.
Yeah, into the hustle. Like what was your journey there, and talk about your experience through that, because there are very few queens that have longevity. You've been really doing this for a little while now, and people respect the crap out of you. So
yeah, absolutely. I think we've been doing this for like 7 years now, and I have been grateful and thankful enough to have at least one booking every week.
Yeah.
And it's something that I brag about. It's something that I'm not like shy about saying, and I know that I'm not the only one who has been booked every week for, so many years, but not a lot of people get to say that. And, you get to say that, I get to say that. And thankfully, we work our asses off to have that.
Yeah. I mean, I know like you've had incredible highs, and then also like some lows with your journey of drag.
Absolutely.
And you're so resilient, and you're so incredible that you, throughout these more trying times of your life, or just like situations that you've unfortunately been in, you have come through, and still like your art is so strong that it's almost like, not that you get a free pass, because it's not free. Like you've had to really pay for like certain little things, and I know that it's affected you in your career in certain ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that some of those things I definitely like take responsibility for. And even if you didn't mean to, if you have good intentions, like you still have to like take responsibility for them, go through them, and then navigate yourself out of them.
Yeah.
Which has been, for me, it's been a little bit tough. But I think I'm in a place where I am much better about navigating myself out of those situations. And
yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, you have maybe made mistakes, and you've grown from them in a great way. Like I see you as a changed human being, and I see that you take things so much more serious now, and like your intentions of how you could come across more seriously.
I've grown from half of them.
Oh yeah. And the other half has just made you more petty.
The other half I'm still doing.
Yeah.
I'm just picking my next victims.
Like Monet Exchange.
Yeah.
So you went off. Okay, so yes,
we can talk about it. We can talk about it.
You've come so far, and then you're still on the internet coming after one of the biggest drag queens in the world.
Look,
like, what is wrong with you?
You know what? I just thought that I was doing something very,
fighting the fight.
Fighting the fight by being like, let's pay queer people, even if you are going to pay them. Like, if you're asking for queer people to come be extras for you, maybe say paid gig.
So can you give us a Spark Note version of what happened?
I will give you the Spark Notes for this. Monet Exchange needed 25 people for like a music video that week, and was like, I need 25 people for a beach scene, blah, 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 blah. I jumped on a little quick, a little aggressively, and was like, I commented under her post. I said, do not do this. Please play queer people. Something like that.
You were just like, she's not gonna pay you.
Yes.
Don't believe her. You were sharing it.
She's
you were like,
broken. She's bothering people.
What did you? You're like, you have 1 million followers, and you're not gonna pay anybody. Like, who are you?
That's what I should have said.
You're fucking crazy.
And then I went on my story and was like,
girl,
don't do this. She needs to pay people. Yes, okay. I will say that maybe I jumped a little too quick onto the situation. But what should I do? I should have been like, hey, Monet, my name's Chola Spears. I'm a drag queen in New York City. I just want to make sure you're paying people. And like, if you could just let me know, like, I would have got the same fuck you, dumb bitch that I got.
What did she call you? What was the specific quote?
I think it was "fuck you, bitch."
It said "fuck you, bitch."
Oh, from the podcast.
Yeah, from the podcast. What did she call you?
I think she called me, and then I called her. I think old and rich or something like that. But that was the throw. I didn't think she was going to get mad.
I just want to say here, Monet Exchange, I have no part in this. I think that you're an icon. And truly, I am obsessed with you. And I don't agree with anything Chola Spears says ever or has ever done. Truly, you can just disregard the whole first part of the podcast. She's my enemy. Okay, continue.
I still stand by it, Monet. Where were we?
Sorry, you were talking about.
Yeah, so I called her
rich.
I called her rich and old.
Oh my God!
I didn't think that's what she was gonna get mad about.
I mean, any person would get mad about that.
If someone called me rich and old, I'd be like, number one, I'm not rich. Number two, yes, I am old.
No, you're not. You're not old.
I'm old, girl.
Girl, you're.
I went to your house. I went to your house this week and went, you know what the kids are listening to? Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo. And
we're like, Olivia doesn't like Sabrina.
Literally, just like two people in their 30s listening to like 17-year-olds all weekend.
Literally. I was like, you were like, she's 16 when she wrote these. Olivia Rodrigo put out this album. I was like, what heartbreak have you gone? Like, truly, and like, it's a beautiful album. I was really shocked at how gorgeous and sad it was. But
you thought it was going to be like pop, princess.
Yep, I thought it was going to be boring.
Dancing. No.
Yep, no, it was heartbreaking. And I'm over here like, what does a 16-year-old fucking know about shit? How are you this sad?
Literally.
Like, how are you sad? But you know what? I get it. And you know what? Fuck your ex. I get it. Everyone hates.
Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him.
Olivia, reach out to us. We're going to get you on the podcast, girl.
We got the hookup. Peabody TV. Give it up for Peabody TV. We love him. All right. So, drag, you've come through trials and tribulations.
Absolutely.
And you now have a weekly show.
Yes.
Where is that?
It is every Sunday at Hardware with Miss Harriet Tugsman.
We love Harriet Tugsman.
I love Harriet so much.
They're incredible. Go follow them.
Yes, please follow Harriet. Go look at everything she does. She does some other shows in the city that I'm not a part of that are really fucking awesome as well. And I really love her so much. Shout out to Harriet. Like during COVID, you and another sister we had moved away from the city.
A lot, yeah. A lot of them. Our whole kind of little tribe kind of dispersed across the country a little bit.
Absolutely, and that was really hard. It was harder for me than I thought it was going to be. Just because I had lost like my main sisters.
Yeah.
And you know, in New York, there's like cliques, like you have like them and them and them. And so I was like,
we had a clique.
We had a clique. Yeah, absolutely.
We had a clique for sure.
But Harriet's really, and a few other girls from Rock Bar have really helped me reestablish feeling like I have sisterhood in the city.
Yeah.
So shout out to Harriet for helping me feel like I have a sister again that, you know, is like this.
It's great. And I'm sorry that you had to go through a moment like that where you're feeling like your family's kind of leaving you. And it was hard for me to leave too.
Absolutely.
It was so hard to leave the city, and it didn't even feel like it was kind of my choice. It just kind of felt like I had to at that point because no drag, no dance teaching, no nothing.
And that's not even dealing with you being a human being in the world and having to deal with COVID. Like,
it was horrible.
I totally understand that. And like, you know, people have to do what they have to do. But thankfully, you know, I went through all that, all those trials and tribulations and stuff early on in drag too.
Kinda, yeah.
And I'm much stronger than I was when I started drag. But
like I said, you're like one of the most resilient people I know.
Oh,
You are like so incredible that you can go through the things you've gone through and still come out being like a strong representation for other people. People take to you so much because you say things and do things that people see in themselves, and you have these beautiful opinionated numbers that people really connect with. That other people just aren't saying those things. They're all about, I'm fierce, I'm this, I'm, you know, it's all, yeah.
Sorry.
It's all kind of self-serving, and I feel like you give such a beautiful performance every time, so other people, I know you do it for yourself too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, finish what you're going to say, but it's all for me.
Yeah. But it does help people. Like, you make people feel safe. You make people feel like uplifted in their lives.
Thank you so much. You know what? There is one thing that I would like to work on, and it is doing drag or doing things with my drag for other people or by other people, and it's something that I have to work on. But I think that the way I feel about myself artistically, I feel very original and I feel very self-satisfied when I'm doing art, and I think that it translates. And I think that when I make art or when I do drag, it is very like, you know, unbashful or very in your face, and it's because I I enjoy it and I'm doing it for me. And
what else do you think makes you unique?
my 11th toe.
You want to show the cameras here? No,
girl,
we're not.
She's shy. She's shy. Then I'm gonna have to.
It goes back in.
Yeah, it just comes out and it's like. Just goes back in. It farts too. That's what makes it unique and special.
Oh my God.
I have a question for you.
A question for me?
Yes,
on
absolutely.
The podcast?
Yes,
With
honey.
you. Oh my
the
God.
tables have turned.
Yes.
So how was it moving back to Salem, number one, and then moving back to Salem and kind of introducing the community to Diamond and kind of establishing Diamond in a different space with different rules, with different people and different kinds of people too. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a very interesting question. Thanks for asking that question. I appreciate that. Basically, we were doing shows here every so often. Far and few between. I would take you guys when I was in New York. I would travel back and forth. I was always going back and forth to Boston, traveling and doing drag in both. I would go to Machine sometimes and do shows there on the weekends. Like I was intercontinental. I'm just kidding. Bi-coastal,
crossing
whatever.
State lines,
crossing state lines to cross-dress, honey. So when I came back, it was a slow burn because at first we started with Gulu, and it was the very first it was an outside drag show, so it was kind of safe to be outside at that point. And I basically saw that there's all this open space for queer people to have events. Basically, there was so much opportunity there. In New York, there's drag shows everywhere you blink. There's 6 drag shows on one street with all these different people. There's Drag Bingo. There's Drag Tuesdays. There's Paint and Drag. There's Therapy and Drag. There's
Karaoke Wednesdays.
Yeah, there's
Sip and Paint.
But none of these bars in Salem at the time had anything like that.
Yeah.
So now I've just kind of been like, okay, let's do drag here. Let's try this. And I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed that I've been able to work with Taz over at Bit Bar. We love you, Taz, who's given me opportunities to try different things and be like, ooh, like the X-Men finale. I was like, oh, can we do an X-Men drag show for the finale or just like a viewing party? And they were so about it, and we had a great little crowd. And
that's at Bit Bar?
That was at Bit Bar.
That's such a good place to have an
Of
X-Men
course,
finale
nerds,
too.
Nerds.
We like nerds in bars.
Only Bit Bar.
Only Bit Bar.
Only, okay. And we've tried.
Come on, businesswoman.
Oh, yeah. Only Bit Bar, of course. No other bar.
The bar for your video games.
For all your pinball needs.
Yes.
Basically, yeah. So that's kind of what it was. I saw this big gap where queer people could really be honestly paid to entertain people, and it was a slow burn. It was the first show, then it turned into the Drag Race viewing party, then it turned into the Fierce Fridays every Friday, then it turned into the Nerd Ball and all these different events, the Off Cabot, everything is kind of snowballed into like this bigger business and something that Diamond is bigger than me now.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Diamond is more than me. Diamond is something that people have their own parasocial relationships with. People see me and they don't like. It's bizarre because I didn't do drag for that. You know what I mean? I do drag, and I think it comes clear, and I think that's why I'm successful, because I'm fighting for something, or fighting for my friends, or fighting for people to see our worth. I've always been somebody who uses drag as something to really move people. And yes, there are different people out here that want to hear those things, that want to feel, not just like want to cross their arms and and be impressed by somebody. These people want to feel moved. These people want to feel loved.
Yeah.
So when I'm out there being like, I love you guys, like this is a safe place, queer people deserve to be paid, all these things. It's just kind of caught on, and it's now the culture here. You can see it. You know what I mean? People,
you can literally feel it too. One thing I was talking to your friend about yesterday.
Ash, you're talking about Ash.
Yeah, shout out to Ash.
Hi, Ash.
We had a conversation.
Our baddie, Ash.
One thing I was telling Ash is that I love the neighborhoods that are gay in New York City because you can bar hop and you can feel that LGBT queer energy in the radius of where you are, whether it's Hell's Kitchen, whether it's the West Village. And the thing about Salem or Peabody or Massachusetts, you can almost or Salem, for instance, you live in Salem, there's no gay bar and there's not really a specific queer spot, but you can feel the queer and gay energy throughout the town. Whether you're walking around, energy. You can feel that. And if you can feel that and see the queer representation just from walking around and stuff, then there's definitely that energy that's waiting to like filter that and translate that through shows and events.
Exactly.
And
it was all here. It was all here.
Absolutely.
I just kind of said, okay, now I'm going to take advantage of the fact that we're all here. We want to have this safe space. There's enough queer people, and look, and now it's a place for straight people to have a good time too. It's like it's a space for AFAB people or women who want to have a safe space away from heterosexual men ruining their lives. It's just like a safe space for as many people as possible, and I love that. I'm more. I don't know. I know this might sound corny, but I'm more proud of myself than I ever thought I could be because I've accomplished so many more things than I ever thought I could. Because when I was in New York, it felt almost like, keep fighting until you're fucking poor and die. And I did a lot of great things in New York. And I now looking back, I'm like, holy shit, I did this. So many things that girls work years to be able to do. And I was able to do those things. But now like I said, Diamond is bigger than I ever thought.
Yeah. That hustle and that mentality that you had in New York City, I see it as the same hustle mentality you have here in Massachusetts, but like your payoff and the appreciation that you deserve is like way much more over here. Because like I will say that one thing I've always looked up to you about your drag is that you will bring people with you with your glow up, with your success, with the events and the shows that you produce. You are constantly having people succeed with you, and that's something that I don't feel I do in my drag. And I feel like so grateful to be a part of like the Miz Diamond circle, because you lift people up and you bring people with you, and the joy that comes out of your shows or your drag is for everybody around you.
It is. Well, I mean, you've uplifted me, like I said, and
not on purpose.
Yeah. You have, and I think you have in definitely other ways.
Yes, absolutely.
I think you like me a little bit more than most people.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, besides our like sister business, whatever friendship.
Yes.
We have like, you have taught me makeup. We have taught about mixes and creativity. And like, besides, you booking me or you thinking about me for all your stuff, like you also like, we keep each other creatively motivated.
Of course.
And even like out of drag, I'm constantly looking at you and being motivated by whatever you're doing. So yeah, absolutely. This is like a
love fest.
Yeah.
And we got to talk shit now. We got to switch
gears.
We're
just gooning and baiting each other.
We're like, I love you. All right, let's switch gears. So we talked about drag, we talked about your journey and everything that's come up to Chola Spears now.
Yep.
Anselmo. Here's little Anselmo. Anselmo. The most Caucasian way I could say it.
So the most Caucasian way you can say Anselmo is ensemble.
Now, ensemble. What does little ensemble
say to the ensemble?
Say to Chola Spears here today. No, tell me about when you knew you were queer and growing up in Texas.
Yeah, so I grew up in Austin, Texas. I grew up in a town called Round Rock, which is like...
This is not Texas, in case anybody...
This ain't Texas.
This ain't Texas. This is Peabody TV.
This is Peabody.
All right. And it's not Salem. It's Peabody. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah. So I grew up in Texas. I grew up about like 20 minutes south of Austin in like a country part of the town.
Okay.
And I think I always knew I was queer. I was always like singing. I had like a karaoke machine super young. I was dancing to Britney Spears very early in life.
Y también, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was one of those people where like people were telling me that I was gay. And as much as I think about it then, it was like a problem because I was like, people are telling me I'm gay and like I can't have my mom hear this or my brother, blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't think that without people telling me like, you're gay, I don't know if I would have had like exposure to gayness.
Really?
Yeah, I almost think like it was a good thing for people to be like...
That someone was homophobic to you?
Yeah. You know what? Because I don't remember. I think the first like gay person I ever like really was exposed to was maybe like like the bird cage or something, but that wasn't even like a real person. That was like a movie.
No, it's like a caricature.
And I'm not sure my mom would have been like, oh, people are saying you're gay. Are you gay? Well, these are gay people and these are, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she just wanted to ignore it.
She would have been like, that's not true. Like, don't look up what gay people look like.
Yeah.
You're not one of them.
Yeah.
So I kind of like looking back that people were like, you're gay because I'm gay.
This is what I mean. Like, what a particular lens that you view the world through.
Absolutely.
Love it.
But you know what? Those moments change too.
Yeah.
You know, based on how you're feeling or what you're going through, those moments change. And like,
did you have any hard times being queer in Texas specifically, or like because you moved to New York? You've been in New York for almost 10 years now.
Yeah, I've been in New York longer, maybe like 15 years.
Yeah. So when did you move from Texas to New York? What was this big switch there, and like culturally, what was like the difference there for you?
So when I was growing up, I didn't really have that many like homophobic people who would like attack me or like make my life a living hell.
Yeah, good.
I was very, very loud and rambunctious, and you know.
You?
Yeah, literally.
No way.
Just like this like chubby Mexican gay, just like unapologetic, like walking around. So people really knew me for being loud and funny and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Just like the transition from Texas to New York.
Okay, and so I grew up in the country, and then my mother, it's a quick story. My mother got a house in the suburbs, and so we moved to the suburbs, and I had friends in the suburbs for like 2 or 3 years. Then we lost our house, and we had to move into a studio that was like connected to my uncle's house.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time like by myself out in the country or like singing like in the cornfield or stuff like that. So there was not too many like, I didn't have like a neighborhood bully or anything like that.
Okay.
And yeah, it was okay. And then I eventually got gayer and gayer and gayer. And
yep. You're a Lady Gaga gay for sure.
I'm a Lady Gaga gay. I'm a Britney Spears, Christina originally.
Yeah. We're gonna end the conversation with Britney Spears.
Yes, absolutely.
So when did you move to New York?
Oh my God, I didn't even answer.
It's like, please answer. Please, Miss Chola Spears, answer the question.
You're like, I love the first chapter of your autobiography, but please answer the question, bitch.
I need A Woman in Me Part 2 right now.
So I grew up watching MTV and stuff, so I knew very early on that I was moving to New York. By like middle school, I knew I was moving to New York.
Amazing.
I moved to New York the week after high school.
Wow, you were like, peace out, gotta go.
Yeah, I was like, girl, I gotta go.
Really?
Yeah, so...
Did you go to school in New York?
Yeah, so I went to AMDA, the American Musical and Dramatic Arts Academy.
Shamda.
Yes, honey, Scamda. I took $75,000 and I threw it in the air and I said, teach me how to tap dance, please.
75,000. 75,000.
Can I tell you something?
What the? Wait. Okay. Okay. What the fuck, Chola?
Yeah. Guess what? What? Joe Biden forgave my what are those things called?
What the fuck, Joe Biden?
He forgave my loan.
I need to get on that.
Loan forgiveness.
What the hell?
I had to blow him, but that was about it.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yep. So.
Oh my God.
I moved here a week after high school. I spent about 2.5 months living with some people who went to the School for Film and Television, and then that's what I met Meatball. Before Meatball even did drag.
Cool.
And I went to one of Meatball, his name is Logan. I went to one of their house parties, and I remember being like, they live in Midtown East. Oh my God, I didn't even know that there were apartments in Midtown. Like, I was such a like little baby
Yeah,
gay.
little baby gay.
But yeah, I moved here very fast, went to AMDA, and then did some playwriting after I got out because the acting life was just like, I can't get up that early in the morning and be like,
Yeah.
So I wrote some plays. I had a play produced at the Here Center, which is down on Spring Street. And
Congrats.
then I did the extra thing for the bros. And yeah, it's just been
Chola Spears.
Fabulous. Yeah.
I'm proud of you. Very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
And you write your own music. You're a musician.
Yes.
You're on Spotify.
Yes. I grew up playing guitar, and I had this guitar teacher who would come to my house every week and teach me. And then some days he would take me to like a studio downtown Austin, and he would have me like sing some of his music that he wrote.
Amazing.
And then he would write a children's podcast story and then have me be like some of the characters, and like I would just be in a studio and stuff like that.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's fucking awesome. And like I'm so like grateful to my mom, who was like Meanwhile, she was losing her house, couldn't afford blah, blah, blah,
Wow.
but like still
making sure that you're having artistic
still
expression.
having some like guy who like teaches guitar come every week and like, you know.
That's great. Shout out to Chola Spears' mom.
Yeah, shout out to mom.
Shout out to mom.
You hate gay people, but shout out to you too, though. Like
what? Oh God,
she's super religious.
Oh yes.
She's never seen my drag before. She's never seen a picture of me in drag.
Never, not one. No, someone has shown her. Someone against her will, I'm sure, has been like, "This is your son."
It might be against her will, but
I'm sure she's seen it. There's no way she hasn't seen it.
Just someone being like, "This is your son."
I'm sure.
In a wig.
Like Anselmo. It's Anselmo.
It might be like my brother. I feel like my brother would be like, "Oh, whoops, sorry, didn't mean to."
Right, yeah, something nasty.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that's the relationship you have. But a lot of queer people have that relationship. Even like so many prominent drag queens, people who are on Drag Race are somehow hiding it from their families, and it's so crazy
girl,
to me.
what was that girl's Morphine?
Yeah,
you're like, not out to your parents, but you got a BBL. You got like,
I know you literally
are the cutest little bottom, and like your parents don't know, girl.
Oh, girl, the round, beautiful cheeks, completely carved out for the gods.
Yes.
Well, okay, we are running out of time.
That's okay.
So I wanna finish off our conversation with Britney Spears. So the thing that connects Chola Spears and I, we have a lovely, lovely obsession with Britney Spears herself. So I want to ask you like 2-3 questions about Britney, and let's see if we can keep it quick. Okay.
Okay.
Tell me, when did you know you were obsessed with Britney Spears? And I'll tell you mine, and you go first.
All right. So I know we're being filmed, and I know this is going to be on camera forever, but I was a Christina Aguilera fan first for the first album.
Randall, can we cut the cameras?
I'm gonna go. Yeah, you know what? I've already said too much.
Let's take a break.
I'm gonna go.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break forever.
Let's take a break.
So I was a Christina fan until the Britney album.
Oh,
and then I was
one
like,
of my favorites.
Yeah, I don't know if it was because I was going through puberty and she was like, it was the sexual awakening that was blatant.
Yep.
And then I was like, oh, I need to switch. And I was like,
that was like her JoJo Siwa moment when she was like,
okay, that's disrespectful.
It was though. That was her moment. It's better, way better. Like Britney did it. I'm not saying
her rebrand.
But it was her rebrand. It was like her. I'm a slave.
I'm a slave for you.
Yeah, she was like, I'm sexy now, like super sexy now. Yeah,
it just like super resonated with me. I think by that time I was ready to like take control of my homosexualdy and my femininity.
Amazing.
And I think it just went from there, and then obsessed.
Yeah, I mean, when I knew Britney Spears was like my love of my life at a young age, I would always dance with my friend Brittany. You know my friend Brittany and Amanda, and we'd always play Oops, I Did It Again or any of the albums and danced it together. And I remember there used to be Friday clubs at my school. Shout out to Salt and Stall School in Salem, Massachusetts. And they used to have a karaoke club, and I used to play Britney Spears there and dance to it every Friday. And I remember my kindergarten teacher, like when I was in 3rd or 4th grade, brought me down to like the girls to teach them, I think, Oops, I Did It Again at one point. Because I don't know, I was just always obsessed with her because I was a dancer. So she was like the best dancer. I mean, her choreography and everything inspired me, like, and it still does to this day. Like the originals, honestly. I wish she could move her body like she used to, but I just don't think that she's physically capable to do what she used to be able to do.
I do love the choreography for Do You Want to Come Over?
I know. I've been loving the Vegas stuff, but that's been a while too.
Yeah,
it's still not what she was in 2001 or 2004.
Absolutely.
Like that 2001 to 2004 is like her height, her everything for Toxic and all, just of Me Against the Music, all these incredible dances that were just like Brian Freeman, Wade Robson, and her team was just out of control at that point. Like in a great way. Like they were just artistically on it. All right, so that's when you knew you loved Britney. What was your favorite Britney album? If you could pick like a top 3, give me your best 3 Britney albums that you like the most.
Okay, so we're not gonna include Blackout because Blackout is just a Bible.
Yes, Blackout is the blueprint of pop music. Blackout is her Rock and Roll Hall of Fame entry.
Yes.
Blackout is the best pop album, maybe of all fucking time, one of them. Okay.
I would love to fight that. I would love to debate that with somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
So excluding Blackout, because Blackout's number 1.
We're putting it over here.
Yeah, we're gonna put it over here. I would say that my top 3 albums right now would be her latest one, Glory. I just thought it was so awesome.
It was amazing.
Femme Fatale, because Femme Fatale is a beautiful EDM journey.
Yes.
And it's like 16, 18 songs.
It's amazing.
Yes. And then I would say And then I would say In the Zone, because
Alone.
yeah, the
zone.
older I get, and when I revisit that, the music and the sounds are so amazing.
It's sexy.
And so like mature. Yeah,
It's very sexy.
It's beautiful. So those are my 3 right now.
I'd probably have to go Blackout, Glory, Britney, or In the Zone. Blackout, Glory, In the Zone, and Britney probably on the same.
Yeah,
because I feel like they all kind of go together. 2001 to 2004 was kind of like that moment for her.
I
That's
love
like
that
the
you love Glory too. Though.
Love Glory. Glory's
So
incredible.
good.
It's
So
so
underrated.
good. Yeah, I mean she couldn't promote it. That's why it didn't get the in the conservatorship and everything. All right, now last thing I want to ask you about Britney Spears. So we're both sad that she's not making music, and we're like, but I want to ask you, what do you think is going on with Britney Spears? What do you think is going on?
In a nutshell, I do think there are people in the entertainment industry who are still kind of trying to get her in a conservatorship and make her look bad. But I think that, and this is no shade to Britney. Britney, if you ever see this for some crazy reason, this is no shade. I think Britney Spears has obstacles mentally and things like that and emotionally that she has to get through.
Yeah.
And you can't expect somebody who went through something like that to come out the same person, to come out as healthy as they were.
Yeah, of course.
And that's for anybody, a star or somebody who works as a mailman or something.
Anybody who's gone through trauma, anyway.
Yeah, and I think that the society or the public as a whole can't handle that that's a different person.
Yeah.
And they want Britney Spears to be good, to be okay, to be nostalgic, to be ready to perform Oops, I Did It Again. And she's just not that person anymore.
No, she's not.
And I think I think she does have wolves around her, but I think we're just looking at a person who's working on themselves. And sometimes it doesn't look that great because sometimes they are not having a great day.
Oh my God. Chola.
So yeah.
I love that.
And it's just hard, as a Britney Spears fan, as somebody who was like, this is what's happening, she's in a conservatorship, to like know that the conservatorship is gone
done,
now.
Yeah.
And to just kind of, give it to God. I hope she's doing okay, and I love her so much, and I will always love her. But
yeah. I think we should just leave Britney alone.
Yeah.
I think that's been the constant message, I feel like, for most of it.
Yeah. What do you think?
What I think? I really don't think about it. I just kind of like, I feel like I see so many people being hateful online, and I just don't like it. It's just like you're looking into it too much. You're spending too much time focusing on her when, like you said, she's just trying to live her life and like work through whatever she's working through. So you can't give people who are not unnecessarily. I assume she's not too well all the time.
Absolutely, I agree.
But I don't know. I don't know. Who am I? Anyway.
And it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah, of course. I'm not okay all the time. I'm barely here right now.
Yeah. My Chemical Romance said it. I'm not okay.
I'm not okay. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast. I love you so much. There aren't words to describe how much I love you and am inspired by you and all like everything that you've given me in my life. You have been such a wonderful light in my life. So I'm just really grateful for you. So grateful for you.
I feel the exact same way. You are a friend, a sister, an inspiration, a legend, And I feel that, and I feel the love that you have for me all the time. Thank you.
I love you so much.
Yeah.
The last question I always ask for all my podcast guests
Batman.
No, not Batman or Spider-Man. No. What is the thing that makes you feel like the queerest or the gayest? Like you do it and you're like, What is it? What makes you move? Makes your little gay heart move?
What makes my little gay heart move?
Is it Britney Spears?
I would say it's either Britney Spears or douching.
Thank you guys so much for coming to episode 4 of Yas Talk, episode 4 with Chola Spears. We love you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Peabody TV, and thank you to Randall at Peabody TV for being our incredible producer here. We love you guys, and we will see you on the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye. Monet is old and rich.
Ah!